However, what you can do is take that loss, and you can't use a new loss on the property, right? You carry forward that loss for a period of 20 years and deduct it from your taxes as appropriate for each year. So if you make an excess amount of money in a given year, up to 20 years in advance, you can then borrow from your pool of losses that you've accumulated and offset that loss or that income and reduce your tax burden. It's a great tool. It's a brilliant tool, and it's actually tax neutral. It is not a loophole. It is not a bad thing. And you cannot look at taxes from corporations that have been around for 200 years, like GE or whatever. You cannot look at 1 year of GE's taxes and go, the tax system doesn't work. These are entities which have tax records that span literal generations. It's generational taxation. And over a long period of time, say 30 to 40 years, those taxes balance out, and those carry forward losses, they did lose all of that money. And so then when they get marginal or incremental income increases, they're able to offset those with the massive loss they had in 1 year. That's tax neutral, and that's actually a smart way to do it. It levels out the uncertainty of the market when we come to taxes, because taxes are just an extraction of wealth. Taxes are just government theft of what you have done. They have no fucking purpose and no tangible link to what you do. They could have a tangible link. A sales tax protects a contract between seller and buyer. That makes sense. It's a transactional tax. An income tax does not make sense. There is nothing the government particularly does to facilitate a single fucking cent of your income. Oh, well, what about the infrastructure that allowed you to get to your job? Guess what? You pay a gas tax. You pay for infrastructure all over the fucking place. You don't need to do it through income. Again, transactional taxes take care of all of this, and they're voluntary, and they're agreed to, and they're part of protection of contract, and they make some sense. Income-based taxes and wealth-based taxes do not make sense. That is government extraction of your fucking capital. They are stifling wages, they're stifling innovation, and they're stifling your quality of life through fucking theft. The same way as if someone walked into your house, cracked open your safe, and took 20% of your money. Fuck the government and fuck taxation and fuck any retard who doesn't understand why carry forward losses and carry back gains, why any of this stuff actually matters and works over the long term. All of them are literally retarded. They're Keynesian economists, and they're fucking dumb. Fuck everyone, and fuck Paul Krugman especially. Fuck him in his eyeballs. I'm so goddamn tired of these people. Okay. We're doing it tonight, y'all. Anyway, the problem with taxing unrealized gains is that you either have to then discount unrealized losses every year, which will allow them to carry forward provisions anyway, and you have to set a new basis every single year, which fucks up with gifting, which fucks up with inheritance, and actually fucks up with all sorts of like 1038 exchange transfers and all sorts of sections of the IRS code. This is a Biden toilet moment. And I don't mean that Biden had a thought on the toilet. He literally doesn't. This is someone who brought something into him on the toilet. Like, we'll tax unrealized gains, but only on billionaires. Who's a billionaire? If you have unrealized gains, you might not actually be a billionaire. Right? There are all sorts of cash poor millionaires, maybe even cash poor billionaires out there. We have no idea what they look like. Fucking hell. Okay, here we go. Back to this real quick. Which would set a new precedent by taxing the value. Oh, fuck. Oh, no, I just lost the super chats. Shit. I've got them in the other place. It's fine. Chat's so active. I know when we have an active chat because we'll get basically like a Stack Overflow it'll overflow the Chromium, because I'm using Edge right now for this. It'll overflow the chat window. And that just happened. So you guys are on fucking fire tonight, by the way. Okay. Set a new precedent by taxing the value an asset accrues in theory before it is actually sold and converted into cash. You can't tax something that's not earned. Earned income is what we're based on, he told The Hill. There's other ways to do it. Everybody has to pay their fair share. Let's be very fucking clear. The rich do not pay their fair share. The rich pay a disproportionately, astronomically higher amount of income than the poor. Some people think that's justified. I don't. I think it should be a flat tax. I think we should eliminate basically all deductions. I think it should be a flat tax. I personally think it should be a sales tax, a flat sales tax, not a flat income tax. But that's me. I think we should eliminate all income taxes, all corporate taxes, and just have a flat sales tax. Because everybody would pay it. The corporations would pay it on the equipment and inventory that they purchase and all that stuff. But that's just my opinion. Some people, but it's irrelevant. The rich pay more. You know how I know this? My income has increased dramatically over the past couple years. And the amount that I pay in taxes is more than I used to make annually. And I remember when I made what I made annually, I remember not only not paying taxes, but gaining. Taxes were a payday. Tax day was great. I used to earn $5,000 in tax refunds. And I don't mean they withheld $5,000. I mean, I earned extra because of earned income credits and all of these solar energy, or not solar energy, but energy improvement credits and all this shit. I earned money on tax day. Now I pay in more than my annual salary used to be. And I'm not rich. I'm fine. I'm well off. I'm doing great. But I'm not millionaire, billion. I'm not Amaranth levels of money here, right? I'm not buying gas stations. That bitch has to pay so much in taxes. It's got to be insane. But I'll tell you, when I go and I file my taxes and I'm paying literally 30% of all income to taxes, oh, by the way, plus 10% to Minnesota. 40% of your income gone, just evaporated. It's a lot of money. And I'm like, what the fuck did you do? What did the government do to facilitate this? Everything I say is anti-government. What did they do to help me make this money? Fucking nothing. Fucking nothing. Anyway, everybody has to pay their fair share for sure. Stop sounding like a cuck mansion, but unrealized gains is not the way to do it as far as I'm concerned. That's the only smart thing he said in that sentence. He means Biden's proposal is likely dead only a day after the White House unveiled it. Fucking good. Get rid of it. It's a bad, bad plan. The problem with taxing just the regular income of billionaires is that many of the nation's richest individuals, such as Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, have been able to pay little or nothing in income tax by not declaring income. Oh, weird. So by not earning money, they didn't have to pay for earning money. Who could have thought that somehow the ultra rich would avoid taxation by just not earning? Oh my God. No one could have seen this coming. But by the way, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos pay infinity more money in taxes than any of us do. This entire chat doesn't even scratch the scrotum of Elon Musk's taxes. But they're very careful to say income tax. But all they have to do to solve this problem is really fucking simple. Eliminate the income tax and just do a flat percentage sales tax at the federal level. And then everybody pays taxes on consumption. It's the only thing that makes sense. That's it. That's all that makes sense. Why would you do it a different way? I don't know. Taxing income is retarded. Anyway. Okay. Let's get off of this. This is a boring subject. I just want to say that I just wanted to rant a little bit about the taxation thing. It's insane. The amount of money. I think 51% of people don't pay any income tax. And these people come out talking about paying their fair share. They don't pay any income tax. I used to not pay income tax. Like I said, I was a net taker from the tax system. Now it's great. I'd take today over then, don't get me wrong. But knowing that there's a whole bunch of people out there who not only don't pay in, but they take out, and saying, well, these people need to pay their fair share because they donated to a charity, or they had some losses that they carried forward or whatever, and they reduced their tax burden. Okay. John says 57% of households for 2021, no taxes. 57, over half the country isn't paying in anything. And a good chunk of them are taking out. They're getting extra back. And by the way, let me be very clear on this. I am not a tax shamer. Use every loophole. Use every benefit. Get every credit you can. Exploit that fucking tax code like it. Exploit it harder than Harvey Weinstein with a 23-year-old supermodel. Exploit this shit out of that tax code. You shove it in its mouth afterwards and make it like the flavor. You do whatever you need to do. If you're barely making any money and you get to extract money for taxes, you get $5,000 back from the government, you get $7,000, $10,000. I don't take it all. Take every fucking dollar you can. Take every cent they will give you. Take every cent you can extract from them. Take every deduction you can find. Take the money. Take it. They wrote this convoluted piece of shit tax code. They make you beholden to 83,000 pages of tax code. You use every fucking page to your advantage. Take the government's money and give them as little as possible. Fuck the government. There's no principle, by the way. When they have an 83,000 page sledgehammer, that amount of paper weighs more than any sledgehammer on earth. That's a hydraulic press coming down on your ass. Take everything. You are David, and there are 50,000 Goliaths lined up against you that can put you in prison. Take every gold coin from that fucking Philistine satchel after you kill him. Take every cent you can. Fuck the IRS. Fuck the government. Don't ever let anybody tell you otherwise. Well, no. You shut your whore mouth. From billionaires down to broke-ass bitches, don't give them any cent more than you have to, and take every cent that you can.